Brett Pechey, an ex-Bandidos bikie with links to Sydney's notorious Brothers for Life, has been booted out of the Rock Machine Motorcycle Club after a video surfaced of him running from rival bikies. Pechey was promoting himself as an enforcer within the Rock Machine MC, posting images of himself pointing a gun at a camera while wearing the club's patch. The incident took place at the Kingsway City Shopping Centre on Wanneroo Road on December 7, 2023. In the CCTV video, we can see Pechey being approached by two Mongols, Brad Baker and Clovis Chikonga. Baker walks up to Pechey from the side, while Chikonga walks up behind him. The three men exchange some words, and then Pechey pulls out a knife before sprinting away into the shopping centre. Less than a month after the incident, on January 3, 2024, an announcement was made on the Rock Machine MC Facebook page. In the post, they wrote, "Perth and South Australia chapters are not recognised and are not a part of Rock Machine Nation, which includes Canada, USA, Europe, and Australasia. Brett Pechey is not a member of our club and is in bad standing." Since December 25th, Perth chapter has new leadership and does not recognise Brett Pechey. Sources close to the Rock Machine said Pechey was voted out of the club after the, quote, "embarrassing footage was circulated around the internet." It is not clear what sparked the altercation between Pechey and the two Mongols, but it seems that the Rock Machine MC were not happy about the way he handled the situation. Back in 2013, Pechey was one of Queensland's most wanted bikies. He spent more than a year living in Thailand, first Bangkok, then Phuket, after fleeing Australia after a violent bikie brawl at Broadbeach in 2013. About 50 Bandidos, led by Jacques Timo, walked from the clubhouse in full colours, climbed on their bikes, and set off for their destination, Aura Restaurant and Tapas Bar on Broadbeach's Surf Parade, the city's premier dining hub and a tourism magnet. Jacques was looking for a fight with Finks member Jason Truchet, who he had a long and intense rivalry with. The restaurant was packed with only a few tables to spare. It was Friday night, the school holidays were in full swing, and the weather was warm. Nobody but the Bandidos roaring north from their Mermaid Beach clubhouse knew what was coming. When the Bandidos arrived, several of them walked into Aura to confront Truchet. Truchet walked outside where more Bandidos were waiting and allegedly threw the first punch. Tables were overturned and more punches were thrown. The waitress even grabbed knives and forks from the tables to prevent them being used as weapons and hid behind a door as the battle raged. A big brawl erupted. Police issued an emergency call for backup, with officers from as far away as Brisbane mobilized to deal with the unfolding situation. A number of victims were seriously assaulted, including one victim who required facial reconstruction surgery for a broken nose, a fractured eye socket, and chipped teeth. Video footage showed Pechey to be one of the more significant players in the Broadbeach incident, and that's when he decided to flee to Thailand. The alleged one-time boss of the West End Bandidos had been living off profits from a clothing business and funds channeled via friends and family in Australia. But when both of those sources dried up, he decided to come back, and many charges were waiting for him when he stepped off the plane in Brisbane International Airport. When Pechey returned to the Sunshine State, he was sporting B4L tattoos on his legs, signaling his allegiance to the Middle East-dominated Brothers for Life. Pechey claimed to have converted to Islam and was pursuing a life of peace, loyalty, respect, and honesty. Brothers for Life began as a loose association of members from the Bankstown Greenacre area in Sydney's southwest, drawn from gangs including the Assyrian Kings, or the Last Hour, and the Muslim Brotherhood under the leadership of Bassam Hamzy. Bassam Hamzy has been in prison for almost 2 decades after he was jailed for the murder of Chris Toumazis outside a Sydney nightclub in 1998. Despite being locked up in Goulburn Supermax, Hamzy has kept authorities on their toes. Since his murder conviction, Hamzy was found guilty of running a drug ring from his prison cell. Upon searching a prison cell, authorities found a hidden cell phone from which Bassam used to make at least 450 phone calls a month. It then dawned on them that he was orchestrating illegal drug operations, drive-by shootings, and kidnappings, all from behind bars. Hamzy will be eligible for parole in June 2035. In 2018, Pachy lost it after an argument with his girlfriend, leading to a siege that led him to barricading himself in a house and threatening to stab police officers. He was armed with swords, told police that was gathered outside that he would attack unless they shot him. A total of 26 police officers reportedly tried to negotiate with Pechy, who allegedly stabbed a number of walls and kicked out windows in the home. Pechy faced 3 charges after that incident. Skipping to 2020, Pechy was jailed for a menacing meth-fueled threat to kill police. Pechy was sentenced in Perth Magistrates Court over a 2-day incident that began on June 24, 2020, where he was seen in a video next to a shotgun saying "Coppers die today." The entire situation began when Pechy imitated the cocking of a long-armed firearm toward 2 officers who were issuing him with a police order following a domestic violence incident involving his ex-partner. Police later tracked him down at a short-term rental in Belmont, East Perth, following house-to-house searches in the area and drone surveillance. Heavily armed officers from the Tactical Response Group surrounded the property, and officers used a loudspeaker to demand Pechy come out of the house. He eventually gave himself up without a fight. Pechy was then jailed for 12 months.